Alright guys, Baldur's Gate 3. It is time, 227 hours. One of the very first people to ever beat the game. I have an achievement. I was one of the first 0.3% of the player base who beat Baldur's Gate 3. This happened on August 9 or August 10, and now I beat it on the highest difficulty level possible, and before that I beat it on Explorer. Reason being, I never played the previous parts of the game, the previous installments, and I had no idea what to expect. I only played Knights of the Old Republic and Heroes of Might and Magic 3 when it comes to turn-based games, because Heroes is not really an RPG. So I decided to beat it again on Tactician, and I never regretted it, because in the very first days when I played the game, I was gaining knowledge, understanding of how everything works, and once I decided to do it again, to run the entire thing again, it was much easier. And this is the reason for that. The reason is, the moment you get a better idea of what you need to expect from certain build, from certain character, the moment you get an understanding which spell is really useful, then the game is becoming much easier. And this video is going to be about certain aspects of the game that I didn't like. There were very few. In fact, Baldur's Gate 3 is a masterpiece of a game. I'll rank it 9.5 out of 10. I'll place it right next to Knights of the Old Republic as one of my all-time favorite RPGs, and all-time favorite games in general. It's an amazing game, but there's so many content creators that are making positive videos about the game. I decided to make a video where we're going to be criticizing certain aspects of the game, which I hope are getting fixed in the future. And the first thing is that the moment you know what you're doing, Act 1 is cool, Act 2 is cool, Act 3 is cool up to a certain point. Once you reach that point, the game becomes much worse. And the reason for that is because you become much stronger, and your enemies, they don't scale. So you hit level 11, you hit level 12, you get the best gear in the game, and nothing can stop you. You one-shotting everything, or you're tanking everything, it doesn't really matter. For instance, my Paladin, I'm going to release a video about this build, because with this build my Paladin is immortal. He can be only killed if there are like 5 or 6 mages shooting magic arrows on him. That's the only way that anybody can kill him. Because people who are shooting arrows, regular guys with swords and axes, stuff like this, even if there are 50 of them, they cannot kill him. There was a boss. I'm not going to do any spoilers in this video, but there was a boss where I had a lot of difficulties beating in my very first run of the game. So I was using all 4 of my guys, and I had super bad time beating the boss. And then what I did is I just used my guy, my Paladin, and the rest of my team was chilling outside. And my Paladin went in and solved the boss without any issues whatsoever. On top of everything, he almost didn't take any damage in the process. The thing is, my Paladin is extremely difficult to hit. Look at this. The armor class is 28, and he can get even further. And nobody can hit me. And even if they do, they hit me for like 5 damage, and I can heal it the next turn, thanks to specific items, right? Crazy. What I'm trying to say is that in Act 1 and Act 2, there is this uncertainty. You approach a group of people or a group of monsters, and you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to unfold. Are they hostile or are they friendly? Should you fight them or should you avoid fighting because they can kick your ass? After you reach this thing in Act 3, you just go to a place which has a lot of monsters inside, and you don't care, just attack and kill them all. You're one-shotting bosses. Even the final fight, you just one-shot everything. You don't care. You're so strong. And that's the main issue I have with the game. You reach a point in Act 3 where you become too much strong, the enemies stop scaling with you, and they're just frozen, and you're getting stronger, which up until the level where your enemies don't matter, you just ignore them. They're so weak. So in a way, this is a thing that they need to address. But if you're a casual player and you haven't played any type of game like Baldur's Gate 3, you don't have to worry, because you won't have this issue. Not at all. Because I didn't have this issue on the first time when I beat the game. The game was difficult all the way from level 1 to level 12. But now, after I have an understanding and after I know what I'm doing, at certain situations the game stopped being difficult at all. I believe this was level 11. After level 11, 0 issues whatsoever. So, yeah, my biggest concern in the game. Again, Act 3, past certain time in Act 3, the game is not really that fun, because you're just doing everything so that you can complete the quest. You cannot get stronger. Your enemies cannot get stronger. So it is all like you are rushed to finish the game. Like, it's not that enticing anymore, which is unfortunate. The next thing that I want to mention is the scrolls. The scrolls are super impactful. They're so impactful that all you need to do is go turn invisible, steal some scrolls, and then you're immortal. For instance, look at this beauty. Look at this beauty. I have so many scrolls here of chain lightning that I kill everything in the game. And I could have gathered more. On top of everything, I have 11 scrolls if it disintegrate. You do understand that once I have those two things, it's game over. And it is super easy to get them. Once again, turn invisible, pickpocket, that's it. Those two things are super impactful. Unlike, for instance, when you go here and you want to do some alchemy, you want to, for instance, craft this, and you want to craft this, all of these things are not really that impactful. Don't get me wrong, there are potions in the game that are super good. For instance, this particular potion, let me see whether I have it anywhere ready. I want to talk about one specific potion in general, which can be a lifesaver, not pun intended. And this potion is, there you go, Angelic Slumber. This one is super impactful. However, you're going to use it just once in the game or twice in the game. I just used it once, just before the last fight, because I needed it. I needed to make sure that my casters were rested. So that's it. Apart from that, I would use a potion here or there, but they are not really that impactful compared to scrolls. Scrolls are the name of the game in this particular game. Just gain scrolls, you go to a boss fight, you kill the boss, you one-shot the boss, you name it, and you proceed. And scrolls are super easy to get. I would even argue that scrolls are more impactful than the gear, because if I have enough scrolls, I can kill everything. So, if they can fix this, make sure that you cannot steal scrolls, or let's say make the whole thing much harder, or let's say that you cannot steal scrolls until you do something in the game or something, anyways. Or let's say that you cannot steal certain scrolls, at least you have to grind the gold in order to buy them, right? Anyways, this is my subjective opinion. Scrolls are super impactful and it's very easy to get. And the last thing that I want to mention is the fact that the game is very buggy when it comes to companions. This is the reason that I don't use any companions apart from this zombie, which I don't need in the first place. It's just super useless, it doesn't do anything. But at the end of the day, I don't need companions because they're buggy. Not only that they're not that impactful, still there are certain companions that are super good in Act 1 and Act 2, but in Act 3, once you become strong enough, you don't need companions. They're just pesky, they just run around you, creating pollution, let's go that way, and they cannot jump. Some of them cannot jump, which is super annoying. So dealing with companions, the summons, and your companions in general can be super annoying in the game. Certain situations, one of your companions will simply stop walking. This is one of the main reasons why I actually hate these sewers of Act 3, because there are a lot of pipes, a lot of jumping involved, and in many cases your companions just cannot jump, or even your characters cannot jump. They just for some reason start chilling in a certain spot and they refuse to jump. You have to click on the companion, make him or her jump over a certain obstacle, let's go it that way. So, at the end of the day, if I have to summarize, the game is getting really easy after a certain point in Act 3. I find certain aspects of the game to be super impactful and certain aspects of the game not that impactful. Talking about scrolls and potions. And the last thing is that the game is still buggy. There's certain things that needs to be fixed. Apart from that, Baldur's Gate 3 is an incredible experience. I would definitely recommend, if you like RPG in general, definitely give it a try. I'm not going to regret it. It's a super fun game. Every single thing that you do in the game counts. The stories of your characters counts. Incredible. So I'm going to give myself a break now after 227 hours. See you next time, guys. Take care.
Perfect.